Synapse is coming out in a few days, and we have been lucky enough that End Dreams have let us take an early look at this game and also put out a review for you guys and gals so that I can tell you my first impressions of this, what I think of it, and after having completed it, what my entire thought process is about this game. And honestly, I'm excited to be able to talk about this today because there's a lot of good stuff to be talking about. So now to tell you a bit about Synapse and about its story. Now I'm going to do this in a very light way because I don't want to ruin anything. You should get in there and play it for yourself. So that's kind of important. But to give you a brief overhaul of this, you're playing as an agent that is going into someone's mind in order to find out some information. That information will change the path of, well, I guess the humans in the real world that will be affected by what that information would do for them. So you are working your way through someone's subconscious, and the way that that happens is it's manifesting in this huge battle that you're going through with some insane bosses, some very, very cool and unique sort of like infantry people that you're going to be fighting up against, and of course an array of weapons, powers, and most importantly, that telekinesis power is what sets this game apart from anything else. Now, it's actually a really cool story, and for a roguelite, normally they have kind of a weak story, but actually for this one, it really feels like you get quite invested in wanting to do this. Has some incredible voice actors. This is just really fantastically crafted, and I'm just so glad that the story is as solid as the gameplay is, because normally it is the lacking part of any rogue sort of game. So yeah, for me, honestly, the story and everything felt very nice. Now, Synapse is exclusive to the PSVR2, and for that reason they have made great freaking use of the PSVR2. Now, it has foveated eye tracking, so that is just in itself making this game look absolutely crispy smooth. Very freaking nice. You are making use of the eye tracking in other senses as well, in the sense that when you use your telekinesis powers, where you look is what locks on essentially to your telekinesis power. So you lock on with your eyes, then you grip it with your hand, and then you can yeet those things into existence. Right, what's this? Telekinesis. Oh, baby, give me the power. Oh, aim with your eyes, move with your hands. Whoa. Oh my god, that feels so good. Look at this, like wherever I'm looking is where it's locking onto, dude, and that just works phenomenally well. That is just another level. Oh my god, hang on. Ugh. You can crush them as well? That's so freaking dope. Now, honestly, it really and truly sells the experience to be able to have that, and it's something very special that I've never really experienced in virtual reality before, where you feel like you're in complete control of this sort of mind power that you have. It's just honestly mesmerizing, and it takes over the experience to such a great degree that it just improves everything in every which way. Again, I've never felt true power like that in a VR game before, and I think the real selling point to that is the eye tracking. The eye tracking just makes it damn fine. On top of that, the visual fidelity of the game is absolutely stunning. I love the art style of this game. It's very noir, as in it's sort of blacks and whites, and then on top of that you get like these punches of color when you have things happen, and honestly, the further you get through it, like, it's just cooler and cooler and cooler. As well as like the opening scene when you get into there is actually in full color because you're in the real world at that point, right up until you go into the Synapse machine and go into the mind. Wow, look at this. Holy crap, welcome to Synapse. Now, I think this game has some major replayability, and that is something that I wanted to highlight in this. As it is a roguelike game, you know, how replayable is it? Does it make you want to get back in there and re-experience it over and over again? The answer is simply yes. There's an extensive skill tree, which we're going to go into in just a minute, but honestly, on top of that, it just makes you want to get back in there and re-experience it. Even though I have now completed this, I've still gone back in about 7 more times just personally, not even recording, just because I wanted to get back in there and I wanted to continue feeling those powers, feeling as awesome as you do while you go through this, and honestly just enjoying the pacing of the game. On top of that, with the unlocks and stuff like that you're going to be doing throughout this game, it kind of makes you want to go back in because you're like, well, hang on, now I can do that, so you want to jump back in and get that replayability in this. Now, to dive into the upgrades, the way this works is in 2 folds. So you earn points by essentially doing challenges, so it might be like kill 10 enemies whilst holding cover, and that will unlock you points that then you can spend on the skill tree, which honestly I like this way of doing it, and it felt very challenging, as you have this whole like unlockable wall of like fun things that you need to be able to do in the game, and then you follow through with the actual skill tree itself. And this is broken down into 3 categories that you can really hone in your abilities, so that you can get your telekinesis really good, you can get your health up and things like that, and then on top of that you can get all your weapon handling skills higher and higher. It just works actually really fantastically and in unison with each other, giving you a reason to get back in there again, like I say, because you want to work your way through these almost achievements list, and then on top of that, with doing those achievements gives you points, which then in turn makes you even more powerful in this game. And I think that really leads us into our final question of this review is, would I recommend this game? Like, honestly, this for me is a no-brainer. If you own a PSVR2, you should own this game. You need to experience how it feels to have those telekinesis powers, and not just that, but this is an incredibly solid game that I think kind of works across the board for pretty much most people. Unless you absolutely hate shooting in a game, then you're going to enjoy yourself in this. It's going to be a good time, and I genuinely think this is kind of like a system seller type game. For me, we already have a few of these on the list that are real true system sellers, like Horizon, you know, a no-brainer, Resident Evil, and I think we can put Synapse up there with those games now, as in this game was developed for PSVR2 and it truly performs like you would expect a game of that high caliber to perform. So Endreams has really pulled out of the bag on this one. More than pleased to say that like this gets my full recommendation. Go and purchase this game, and you can thank me later. Let me know in the comments after you played it that I did you good. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into some gameplay. With this gameplay, what I'm going to do is show you a bit of a boss fight, and I'm going to show you some little snippets of stuff that go along with it. I don't want to ruin too much of the game. It's not what I'm about in these videos. And then maybe once the game's out, I'll show you an entire full run. But you have to let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see me do a full run, then let me know in the comments, and I will 100% do a full run. But I'll release that on the day of release of this game, so that I'm not to spoil anything pre it coming out. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. Let's get into some freaking gameplay. But right before that, you need to like and subscribe, because that's the way to do it. Wow. Look at this. Holy crap. Welcome to Synapse. Good God, this is stunning. Man, I played the demo for this, and honestly, it was beautiful. But it's all in black and white and stuff, and you'll see that later in the game, but wow.
That psychotic son of a bitch used to be one of ours.
Yeah,
until
it did.
collateral damage became his idea of a fun night out. These days, he's a wanted member of a terrorist group, the Consortium.
Okay, buddy. Wow, man, this is gorgeous. Right, climbing. Yeah, I'll climb. Oh, I'm climbing, baby. Could use the door. No, no, no.
On this remote island, out of sight and minds of both our friends and our enemies, is a neurosynaptic relay device. Technology that will take your already proven combat skills beyond your imagination.
Okay.
The battlefield will be new to you. Inside the human mind.
The human mind. Am I going to get sucked into the mind of this dude? Well, that's a lot of drug needles. It's a lot of druggy needles and bloody stuff and stinky bad things.
2 days ago, Conrad turned up covered in blood on the steps of the Washington Monument.
Okay.
Screaming about biological Armageddon. We need you to use the device to infiltrate the Colonel's mind and find out how to stop whatever end of the world he's cooked up.
Okay. Whoa, run.
Here it is.
Whoa.
The neurosynaptic relay. And there's Colonel Conrad, comatose.
That's an empty bed.
Synapse is wired into the device. Time is not on our side. Ready to go?
I'm down. I'm freaking
Put your hand
down.
on the screen to enter the Colonel's mind space.
Oh, there's the Colonel. Whoa. Synapse. What in the bloody world is that? Nice. Oh, Christ. Hello. Frickin' bang, sucker. Frickin' bang, sucker. Oh my God. Sugar. Boom. Woo-wee! How you like those apples? Run, run, as fast as you can. Can't catch me, I'm a gingerbread man. Didn't know I could do that. Staying alive. Right back at him. Whoa, get wrecked. Whoosh.